So, how did Centralis come to be formed?
Well, it actually came about, a group of us were working together as part of a Times Top 100 utility company, and we were responsible for doing the application and desktop architecture and delivery and support. And we found ourselves using new technology, indeed writing some of it ourselves, and coming up with some innovative ways of pushing systems and working environments out to the end user. We really felt that there was a place in the marketplace for the technologies and the skills, in fact, what's now called solutions, that we put together that was larger than what we're doing within the organisation. So it was really a question of seeing a need through what we did as part of our job, coming up with an answer, and then seeing a business opportunity to take that answer to a wider audience than our original employer. And with their support through voluntary redundancy, which is gratefully received, we exited to set the company up. We had a very clear direction within that to stop writing as much of it ourselves. Originally, a lot of it was based on bespoke code, which we developed in-house. And what we saw was an emerging group of vendors coming into the marketplace, particularly Microsoft and a few others along the way, who were able to take what we wrote in-house as customized code and deliver that as a product to the marketplace. So our aim was to become experts in designing solutions around those products and delivering them out to that wider marketplace.
So what services does Centralis provide to its customers?
Well, the main one that we provide really is to gain an in-depth understanding of what their requirements are and then match an end-to-end delivery solution to that. So it's around delivering applications and desktops securely to their point of use. Now, in order to achieve that, we have to have an understanding of what they require and what's possible in the marketplace, and design them a solution that's fit for purpose, which is principally consultancy. Beyond that, we need to support and potentially manage it for them, either long-term or a transitional period while their own staff get up to speed with it, which is our support and managed services. We found that customers prefer to buy the software and the hardware from the company that's putting the solution together. So we partner with a number of organizations like Citrix, VMware, and NetApp that allow us to provide that end-to-end solution and a completely integrated portfolio that customers can buy from us. And we still find there are occasions when we need to write our own software so that we can plug particular gaps and align the solution more closely with specific requirements that the customer has. Or if we're on a project and we're hitting very tight timescales, we need something to accelerate certain aspects of the project. And at that point, we'll write some of our own code still using the software vendors' toolkits that are available. So we'll write some scripting or some code, or even a complete commercial product. And so that's the fourth arm, if you like, really, is software development as well as resale.
And what feedback have you had from these customers?
Well, the feedback really for us has been consistently good since we started the company. One of the areas in which we felt we differentiated ourselves was that we had originally been buyers of technology rather than resellers of technology. And we tried to align the way that the company operates and the way that people interact with us as if they were dealing with an internal service department rather than somebody forcing them to buy things. And we found that way of working has been very well received by our customers. Certainly the number who volunteer to give us case studies and feedback quotes and who complete customer satisfaction surveys has been very high, and the feedback that we've received on those has been truly excellent. If at times humorous. We did receive one piece of feedback saying, when we started working with you, we realised how awful our other suppliers were, which we liked. We thought that was a pretty good comment. So we do get a few like that. And I guess that level of feedback and interaction is actually quite symptomatic of the relationship that we build up with our customers, in that they do feel that it's something that they can take to quite a personal level. And I like to feel that's how we interact with them as well, in that it's a business relationship, but it's a very close one. And it goes into, as I say, the more personal side of things as well.
So tell us why you're different from other resellers.
Well, traditionally, Centralis doesn't consider itself to be a reseller. The prime business focus was high-quality consultancy services, support services to customers. But reacting to their demands, increasingly we found ourselves being asked to provide the products. I guess they just wanted a one-stop shop. Being Centralis, we tend to do things to the best of our ability, so we got very heavily involved in understanding the technology, getting underneath the covers, and we became very, very highly technically accredited. So when we decide to take on a solution, we really go for it. And that's resulted in us, for instance, being the most highly accredited Citrix consultancy in Europe. We're being asked by distribution partners quite often to take on emerging technologies and to bring them into the country. And we have a reputation, a very good reputation, deservedly so, of being technically in the forefront, in leadership in the field in which we play. Compare and contrast that to pure resellers. Their prime focus was to shift product. And they may have developed a service capability off the back of it, but they're not coming at it from the same angle that we are.
How is your methodology different?
Well, the methodology evolved over many years and was developed again not by salespeople but by consultants. We work very closely with Citrix Consultancy Services and developed a methodology that's very tightly integrated to theirs. What we did that's different, though, is we have an earlier stage of the methodology when we first start engaging with clients, which aims to look at the strategy, the options, looks at the success criteria by which they'll judge the project to be successful. And we spend a lot of time up front just making sure that we understand where they are, where they're going, and what success will look like at the end of it. And we find that doing that up front means the rest of the project flows through, on time, on plan, on budget.
So what technologies are you currently working with or looking to work with in the future?
The main ones that we work with at the moment are around application and desktop virtualization. So we work with all of the key vendors in that. The top level ones in terms of our partnerships are Citrix, Microsoft and VMware, and I'm listing them in alphabetical order quite deliberately. But emerging within that as well is our work in the area of storage. And we've discovered that has such a huge impact in terms of the cost on projects, that only by understanding the impact of the others on the storage and the storage on all the other elements can we put together a solution that really is a cost-effective one for the customer. And around that, there are certain added value technologies that we use as well. Companies like AppSense, Wise and iGel who cover things like personalization down to thin client devices. So we have a broad range of partnerships across industry vendors. Typically, we have one or two key partnerships in technology areas that we need to devise and design the solutions for the customer. We'd typically like to have two if we can to give the customers choice and also have the broadest portfolio of opportunity that we can.
Where do you see Centralis going in the future?
I think we've only really started to exploit the capabilities of the company in the last few years. We've gone from being a very strong, technically led organisation that very few people had heard of to a much more widely publicised and widely known organisation. We work predominantly with household names, and I think the customers that we work with on a monthly basis are probably what many other companies our size would aspire to work throughout the lifetime of their organisation. And it's something that we sometimes forget in the scheme of things, that quite the references and the customers that we're working with. So as we strongly align the technology with the sales and marketing capability, I see the company growing much faster than it is doing now. We're already expanding geographically. I see us continuing with that. Whether that extends beyond the borders of the UK remains to be seen, but it's certainly something that I can see very strong growth as the technology areas that we've been involved in become mainstream. The opportunities for the company are only going to grow.
Independence is a strong Centralis message, so tell us more about your independent consultancy.
Well, we're quite independent both in terms of ownership and in terms of mind and spirit. I think when you have to pay a particular piper, you've got to play their tune, and we don't have to do that. That enables us to make considered judgments on the technology that we adopt and considered recommendations to our customers. That means that we're only focused on recommending to them the right solution to their requirements. If it doesn't fit, we'll tell them. That degree of independence gives us a very high customer satisfaction rating and allows us to deliver a lot of projects, fixed price, on time, on plan, on budget. And that's what people are looking for.
Now, Centralis is well known for being application and desktop experts, so tell us how you came to win the Outstanding Achievement Award from storage vendor NetApp.
Well, we won the NetApp Outstanding Achievement Award 2010 after about 18 months of working with NetApp. Again, this was in response to our customers. If you're considering a large-scale virtual desktop infrastructure, increasingly the applications, the profile, it all sits on the storage. So storage is a key part of what they call VDI. There aren't many independent consultancies that are able to offer that type of service. And I think traditionally most of the NetApp partners have been hardware push. What we've done is start from the desktop and dragged through the NetApp infrastructure, in effect an overarching design that encompasses the desktop, the virtual servers and the virtual storage. So you've got virtual apps, virtual desktop, virtual storage, virtual servers, all as an end-to-end model. A lot of organisations have been siloed traditionally, and the partners that they talk to in each of those silos were different. And we're one of the few in the UK that can talk to any of those areas of the business and come up with the overarching design that will deliver desktops as a service.
Now, Centralis has seen a big expansion over the last 12 months with the hiring of new staff and the opening of the London office. Tell us how you came to grow so significantly during such difficult economic time.
Quite simply by aligning ourselves with what customers need. The majority of the organisations that we deal with are wanting to either reduce cost or increase flexibility. So we can align ourselves with either or indeed with both. So it's a matter of understanding the business drivers and requirements that customers have across the public and private sectors, and ensuring that the services and solutions that we provide drive them very firmly towards the objectives that they need to deliver. So organisations are looking at the case studies on our website, seeing the benefits that other companies like them have achieved by working with us, and they want to achieve the same. Now we can help them do that, and we can help them do that in an extremely cost-effective way.